Good morning, ladies. I wanted to make a quick video for you this Monday morning. I'm sorry that I haven't been overly present on the team page over the past week or 11 days. January was a very rocky start for me, different than how I expected. And I know that a lot of you can relate to that right now since I've talked to a lot of you personally. And just kind of gotten to hear how we kind of all expected this big influx of, we'd be at Success Club 20 in the first week just because of New Year's resolutions. And I don't know about you, but for myself and for a couple of you that I've talked to, I know that that's not really the way that it's happening. And so I just want to challenge you and share this with you so that hopefully it inspires you. Out of our greatest weaknesses come our strength, right? So there are going to be times in this business where it's not easy. There's going to be times in this business when your personal life or maybe your job or your family or finances, things happen and it stresses you out. And it leaves you kind of scrambling, trying to find time for your business, trying to find, your sanity and all of it. And it's very easy to get discouraged and to get down, especially when you're low on time. It's very tempting to, at that point, be like, well, I don't have time for personal development. I don't have time for anything besides to just, try to get some customers. But the problem is that doesn't usually work. And I'd hate to see you wasting the time that you do have. If you only have, a certain amount of time every day, like let's say you have 30 minutes and that's all you can find that day or 20 minutes, I'd rather have you make sure that you've gotten in your workout for the day and drank your shake first. If you can do nothing else, do those things. And if you can't, or after you do that, you have some extra time, then I would tell you to do some development on yourself. Because if you're walking through a challenging time, if you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, and then you're trying to reach out to help people, but you aren't even really helping yourself at that point in your life when you need it, it's just not going to work. And then you're going to be wasting your time. You're going to be burning potential bridges with customers that you could have in the future. And at the same time, you're just going to get down on the business and thinking that this just isn't for you or it isn't going to work when that's not true. So focus on yourself first and self care. Start 2016 off, really focusing on those goals for yourself. And then after that, I would encourage you as you're thinking about your business, it's a new year, it's a fresh start. And even if you didn't have the start that you anticipated, like me, remember that each day you get to start over. And even within each day, every moment is another chance for you. So turn your mind around. If you haven't gotten this into your head yet, this business is all mental. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you're feeling defeated in your mind and you wake up and you start a power hour that way, it's not going to go well. So that's why I want you to do your personal development before. And I'm saying this to you right now because I've been letting my personal development go for a couple of weeks and I have so much. And I really never do that, but I have stacks of books that I got for Christmas that I cannot wait to dive into. And lately, our lives have been so stressed and so busy that I'm barely able to find time for this business. But I've had to stop myself, and I've been doing personal development at like midnight before I launch into a power hour because that's the first chance I got. And I'm recommitting to that because I need it right now to keep growing. I find that when I'm not doing it, it's easier for me to turn and point the finger at anybody, whether it's a coach, whether it's a challenger, whether it's my own coach, like my upline or whatever. Like, oh well, this isn't being done, or this isn't being given, or this person isn't helping to me, and that's not what we're here to do. Each person, you are the CEO of your business. If your business is failing right now, or if you feel like you're failing, if you're not where you want to be, it's your responsibility. And I shared a little bit about that last night on the Saturday Super Saturday recap, so I won't hash on that. But find out, look at what you're doing, and if what you're doing isn't working, then change what you're doing. So I just want to share this to inspire you. You guys know my clean eating groups built me a really strong business at the beginning. I got a lot of discount coaches. I got actual coaches. I got challengers. Um, and it really worked for me for a while, but then it stopped working. And if you haven't had this happen in your own business yet, you will get into a groove where like you just start to develop a little confidence because you got a challenger or two or a coach or two, and you find that momentum builds because your mindset changed. Now you're thinking, hey, I can do this. That's really all that happens. So you got to find a way to change your mindset before it happens, and you'll be golden. That's what it is. And so when you start to get that, you start to just keep doing it. Then eventually, some of those things that you were doing, you're going to find that they just don't work for certain people, or you go through a lull or a phase where you're like, I don't know, I'm doing all the same things because it's never going to be just one thing that you can do straight to the top. You've got to constantly tweak it. And that's what Megan Adolson was saying at Super Saturday. So I know for me, the cleaning group stopped working. And so I decided to take a month off from doing it because I knew it was going to be a waste of time. I tried. I still advertised for it. I didn't even have one person to plug in, not one, ladies. So I'm still in here too. You might look at me and think, oh, well, she's Star Diamond. It's easy for her. There's still things that don't work for me. And so that didn't work. And so I decided I wanted to do a debt-free group, but I didn't get my, dots all or my ducks in a row. And I didn't get everything settled and set up until this month. And it kept being a goal on my board that just kept, not being happening. And then I knew I was going to do it this week and I planned to do it. And then what happened? I had this crazy week last week. I was so stressed. I'm sure you saw my Facebook posts. I was dangling by a thread. And you know what? Out of that, I was like, no, I want this. Like out of that weakness came my strength. I need to change this. And so I did. And so I advertised for the group yesterday for a group starting today. And I got like 30 something people who were interested. I prayed over that post. I knew God's been putting this on my heart for a while, and I'm so passionate about helping people, and it's already coming across. This group is off to an awesome start. There's so much interaction. I can hardly keep up with it. There's more than 30 people in the group, and everybody is kind of posting and sharing their stories. And I'll tell you, it's not perfect because I didn't even get a chance to make my whole master script up before. So I'm literally sitting here writing posts for later today, and I kind of planned the outline of the group, but now I'm plugging in all the information and getting my tools and my pictures and things together. And so it's not ideal, but I'm willing to work like this because I know that this is going to get me to my goals this month and beyond. So kind of what you got to be willing to do is if your plan A doesn't work, come up with plan B. Those cleaning groups stopped working. So I did a new debt free group and it's working right now. There's so many people who need extra income that might be coaches that need, to get into healthier, get in better shape too on a budget. And so I would encourage you to find what works for you, go after it this January, change your mindset, and let's change some lives. Start with your own.